to Workout Masters Healthy Living video blog. This is Ruben.
And this is Aram.
Guys, we have an excellent episode for you today. It is something that pretty much everybody tried in their life. And then it is a strategy designed supposedly to lose weight. And we're talking about cutting calories.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go ahead and tear this one apart to see what's good, what's bad about it.
Pros and cons.
It's kind of like fits in our episodes of pros and cons. We kind of like put out a bunch of episodes about what's good, what's bad. So cutting calories, guys. What's up with the cutting calories, man? Let's talk about it.
I think people cut calories for only one purpose: to get in better shape, to lose body fat, to fit into pants, to fit into a dress. Women.
Super popular. I mean, it seems like an obvious choice. If you want to lose weight, if you stop eating or start eating less, then you should lose some pounds or whatever.
It's become like the general rule to lose weight, that you have to cut calories.
Yeah. The one thing that we want to say, it is important to understand something very, 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 very important. Does it sound really weird when I say?
Is it very important?
It is a strategy, and it works perfectly in a very short time. And that's the beauty of it, and unfortunately it's the downside of it also.
Well, tell them why is it such a short-lived.
Tell them.
Well, basically what happens is that your body eventually finds out what you're doing, what your scheme is, and what it's going to do is going to say, well, listen, if you're going to keep underfeeding me, I'm going to underperform for you. And what happens is that your metabolic rate will slow down. At the same time, a bunch of other things happens at the same time, is that your body is going to feel stress, because in order to function in an everyday normal basis, it needs a certain amount of energy. That's a given. You put out X amount of work, you're going to need X amount of energy. And I'm not talking about calorie wise, it's just the amount of work that you have to create. If the body feels that does not have enough energy, what's going to happen is that the body is going to get stressed. That's just a fact of life. And in that stress response, it releases a lot of cortisol, which is a stress hormone, also known as a glucocorticoid.
You can refer to any episodes we have about adrenal fatigue or stress response.
That is correct. Now, at the same time, if you're already slightly stressed, what it's going to do is that's going to push your adrenal fatigue a little further into the next stage. So you might go from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, or 3 into full-blown, you're screwed. And at the same time, the body is going to notice that your chronological aging and your biological aging are not going to match, because the amount of cortisol free-flowing through the body and the lack of production of hormones due to the lack of energy consumed, particularly in this case, it will be more concentrated on unsaturated fats. It will seem that it will tell your body that you are actually aging faster than your chronological, that your numerical age is. And the body will actually do one particular thing, and it will go right to the thyroid gland and slow down its production or this manifestation of how the body has to be regulated. In that case, what happens is everything comes to almost to a screeching halt. Your body will literally put on the brakes. And by putting the brakes, that means that everything slows down. Digestion, elimination, assimilation, reparation of cells and connective tissue. So you're basically slowing down everything. Obviously, if your intent is to burn body fat to lose weight, you need to rev up the engine a little bit, so you can burn a little bit more calories than you actually normally would do. Cutting calories only works for a short period of time. How short that period of time? That's going to change from person to person. So everybody says, it's going to happen only for 10 days. Well, no, because a person might change for another. If you're not really stressed out, if you don't have a lot of issues going on in life with many different and various ones, your body might actually prolong this period of time for a couple extra weeks. If you're already tired, meeting deadlines constantly, having to do 100 jobs at the same time, like most of us have to do, maybe that period of adaptation might last as short as a few days before the body says, I cannot tolerate these other stressors that you're creating.
So let's see it like this. Let's say you decide to cut calories. You start eating a whole lot less, And your body kind of at that particular moment goes along. It says, hey, you know, you cut calories, all right, I'll perform. I'll get the calories from somewhere else, for example.
Yeah.
And it kind of goes on and on like that, and that's why most of the people see results right away. They generally lose like 1 pound, 2 pounds, 5 pounds. Now, we're not talking what exactly do you lose.
Yes.
Because most of the time you actually lose your muscle mass, but you're probably going to lose some fat also.
Yeah.
Well, at some point, your body figures out, because we are a creature of adaptation, so we adapt to the environment. And what's important to understand is that when you adapt to the environment, your body says, hey, I'm just getting, let's say, 1,200 calories, and therefore I'm going to work on the 1,200 calories. Let's say if you get paid $1,200, you're not going to work for more than $1,200, rarely. So you're going to put maybe a whole lot less effort into it. Here, your body starts shutting down certain systems to work more efficiently to what you just offering to the body. Yeah,
And
I think you guys following. Yeah,
that's very important that you mentioned that. And let's make another elaborate a little bit more. The body will run certain systems because it has to in order to live.
Yes.
But some of the ones, they're not. Although they are very important, the body will not consider them a priority.
Exactly.
Typically, when you start eating less and less and less, one of the systems that the body tends to kind of put it slightly to the side in the back burner per se is your immune system. So you start eating less, you have less resources, you're more likely to fall sick.
exactly.
Right?
So that's how it works. And then at some point, your body becomes so efficient that it actually, as Ruben said originally, that it slows down your metabolic rate.
Right.
And when something like that happens, you'll see a lot of people walking around looking for some stimulants. They're kind of fatigued, tired,
Yes.
stressed out in
Yes.
many cases. Like the amount of clients that I see in that particular condition,
Yeah.
which they describe,
Yeah.
but they don't really can point a finger out what exactly happens.
Yes.
I cannot tell you how many like seriously obese people I've seen on very, very limited caloric intake.
They typically eat less than the average person.
Yeah. And then they can actually gain a lot of weight.
And try to put that into that equation. How can you be adding so much weight to your body mass to your body and eat so little? It's telling you basically that that the body is running on a very low system. Everything is gotta actually put behind, and the only thing that you're doing is basically living at a very, very minimal effort.
Think of it like this. Let's say, even if you think of money, let's say as a government we owe a lot of money. A government can file a bankruptcy. For us, for our bodies, we can't file a bankruptcy.
No, you can
No,
only check out.
the minute that your body files a bankruptcy is the minute that you die, basically. So your body wants to make sure that it actually can maintain to work on the budget. So if you're budgeting 1,200 calories or 1,000 calories or 500 calories, guess what? Your body doesn't have unlimited credit line.
Right.
It's not going to go and start working on a credit.
No.
All it does, it says, hey, this is what I got to work.
Yeah.
There's no way out. So I got to be online. There's no bankruptcy with your body. And what it ended up happening, you got to end up having suppressed function, and suppressed function cause the problems down the road.
That basis of budgeting, you start cutting down in the things that you need in life. Your endocrine system is gonna be run slower than it has to.
Exactly.
Your reproductive system is gonna slow down. Your recuperation is gonna slow down.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So the body has to find the source where to cut down on things. Like our government, hopefully at some point, going to find a thing, way to cut down on spending.
Yeah. Sure.
That's not going to happen. We have unlimited printing press somewhere down up in Washington. So remember, cutting calories, excellent short-term strategies. If you want to lose a quick 2 pounds or 3 pounds or 4 pounds, a horrendous long-term strategy.
Absolutely.
If you're planning to do it for a long time, be prepared to some pretty serious issues coming down.
Right. I will say be prepared and save money because you're gonna need to buy a whole new wardrobe because when that floodgate opens up again and you start eating back to normal again, you're gonna gain weight with a vengeance. So you're gonna
unfortunately,
know everything.
Unfortunately, it's true. Anything else you want to say?
No, that'll be it.
Well, guys, thank you very much for watching our video blog, and remember, your future looks better already.
Good.
Later, guys.